So we have another launcher.
You talking about Epic?
I'm talking about Epic. There are lots of launchers now out there.
Uplay, Origin, Steam, Epic, Bethesda. Does Good Old Games have one, or GOG?
I'll have to check. And
Twitch has one now too. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Because if you have Twitch Prime, by the way, you can go to your favorite Twitch channels.
So yes, shameless plug. So yeah, basically I've kind of played around with all of them, and as many people I think have, and I just kind of wanted to talk about some of the pros and cons of all of the different things, and talk a little bit about Epic Games' new streaming service, Game Launcher.
And their initiative for all their developers and stuff like that?
Yeah, that alone right there is just worth bringing up. The fact that this is something I didn't even know. I'm not a game developer, so I wouldn't know this. But yeah, apparently Steam, gave, I guess, in my opinion, what I thought would be a reasonable percentage. But I mean, like I said,
learned this too.
I don't know, but
it's not good.
It's not good. Apparently it's not good. I can't remember the percentage.
Something like Valve will take 30% of all cuts from everything.
Yeah.
But when Epic Game launched theirs, and they're telling these developers, hey, you can start putting your stuff on our stuff, or on our launcher, instead of taking 30 like Steam, we're only going to take 12%.
Yeah, which, I mean, I hear that, and I'm like, that's a really good deal.
Especially if you're an indie developer. Like, look at some of those indie games that are, only $1 or $2 that you find on Steam. Well, if Steam's taking 30% of that, that's a lot of your margin right there.
And normally I would think that, if that seems like something like that you could maybe try to do with like a fly-by-night to try to gain support. But I mean, we're talking about the people that, created Fortnite. This is a very well-known streaming service, and people...
Plus, they're doing everything with the Unreal Engine, and who hasn't heard of the Unreal Engine?
Right, exactly. And the fact that they're willing to do this, to give these developers this much bigger cut than Steam was doing, I mean, it really gives Steam some decent competition.
It does, but you got to think, though, what are the stipulations of going to the Epic launcher? Do I have to do everything under the Unreal Engine? Is that part of the stipulation?
I can tell you no. Oh, you mean like if I
was to launch a game on Epic, does it or develop a game on the Epic launcher, does it have to use Unreal Engine?
Oh, I see what you're saying there. Yes, I was actually I was taking that differently. Boy, that's that's you probably. I mean, I'm assuming you would, considering that the Unreal Engine is a sponsor of the launcher itself, which I'll actually bring up for another reason.
It's also free to use until you make your first $50,000.
Yeah, exactly, that's also cool. From the consumer's point of view, one thing I love about the fact that the Unreal Engine is one of their sponsors is they're kind of going with what like PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live Gold does. You get 2 free games every month.
Oh, do you?
You get 2 free games every month on that. I've picked up whatever that Metroid clone is that just recently came out. Axios.
Oh, Axiom Verge.
Axiom Verge.
Yeah.
I got that for free.
Have you played it yet?
It's amazing.
It's a good game.
It's really good.
Yeah.
So that was their free one, and then I just got a recent one. The one that's free right now is kind of a Maniac Mansion clone. So I mean, it's I can't remember the names. I apologize. I'll put them up down here just because I'm terrible at remembering game names unless I've been playing them for 30 years. But they're both really good. So I mean, it's good games that they're offering for free from their sponsors. That's something that, unless it's a free-to-play game, I don't remember ever happening on Steam. They have amazing deals and like bundles and stuff like that are great, but just a free-to-play download game, that actually is incentive to use.
I agree with you on that. Like, the only reason my Steam library is so large, though, is, like you said, because of Steam sales, or because of awesome websites like Humble Bundle, where I can donate my money to charity, and you're going to give me games to play?
Yeah. And
I mean, I haven't played 99% of them. I have a library of 600-plus games, but, I mean, they're there in case I ever do want to play them. And, I mean, I bought the bundles for a reason. I mean, there had to have been something in there that I wanted.
Yeah, and yeah,
I have no idea if there is.
And with Humble Bundle, I'm sure they're going to partner up with, because I mean they did it with Origin, so there's no way they're.
They also have it for Blizzard too. it was, 2 or 3 months ago, out of my Humble Bundle monthly, I got a copy of Overwatch, and then the following month I got a copy of Destiny 2.
Yeah.
Which were both on Battle.net at the time. Unfortunately, I think Destiny 2 is no longer going to be supported by Battle.net because...
It is not.
Bungie was finally done with Activision shit, and that'll be a whole different topic. But they finally pulled all the rights away from Activision, saying, no, we're taking Destiny with us, and we're going to develop it the way we want. We don't want to sit here and try to nickel and dime our consumers for every last thing, which props to Bungie for that. And again, that's a whole other topic,
Yeah,
but I'm very upset with Activision, how they're running Blizzard right now.
Yeah.
Or not running, as they laid off 750 people.
Right. Yeah, that'll be for a different. I don't want to get too off topic here.
No, I know what you mean.
As far as this goes, people are saying, is this going to be not a Steam killer, but really change the way that Steam/Valve does business? Honestly, I
hope it is.
I would like to think it is, but I kind of put this into this perspective of every MMORPG that came out in the past 15 years was the WoW killer. It never happened. Granted, they got a fan base of their own, but WoW did just fine.
EverQuest is still being played, so there's still the original MMO out there.
Right. The point is Epic will have its following. I'm sure it'll do very well as long as they keep doing what they're doing. But Steam, it's cemented in the gaming community, and unless they do something incredibly stupid, they'll be fine. They might have to change their way they, maybe pay their developers. That might actually be something that changes.
Yeah.
But honestly, I don't think they have too much to worry about because they're so cemented in the community.
They're very well established, and the Steam platform has been around for, 15 years?
No, more than that. I started playing about 15 years ago on Steam. I want to say it was the early 2000s.
It was around that time because I got my first copy of Counter-Strike from you.
Yeah.
Because I got one of your CD keys, and then I had to put that on a Steam launcher at the time. And it was a little bit different then, but essentially the same thing.
Yeah.
When they really started ramping games into it was probably the early 2000s to mid 2000s, I would say.
Yeah, because I had to create one for Half-Life 2. That was my reason for creating it. So mine started in 05. My account opened in 05, and I've had it since then.
I think I just got the achievement or feat of strength, whatever you want to call it, on Steam for 15 or 20 years of service.
Yeah, something like that.
Because I just got the 10-year one for Counter-Strike, even though I don't play Counter-Strike anymore.
Right. But, some of the pros and cons of...
Pros, I would say, is another company that was going to help out the developers.
Yeah. Honestly, I guess the only con I find so far, and it's kind of an unfair one to say because they're so new, there's not much selection on the Epic Game Launcher. You go to the marketplace there, the store, there's not really much to pick from, but that's kind of unfair to say this early in the game.
I'll give you a con then. Another launcher in general. I mean, if you look at our computers now as a PC gamer, we have Uplay, Origin, now we have Epic, Bethesda, Blizzard, Steam. I don't want all of these launchers for all of these different titles.
You do realize that you can launch all your games from one launcher.
You can, yeah.
And
you do that for any of them.
It's very easy to do, so pick the one you like the most and use that as your launcher.
But you still have to download that other launcher to even install the game a lot of the times.
You do, but I mean, that's fine. It's, but as far as the usability and having your game library, you can have all, Steam is what I have the most games for. All of my Origin and Steam or all my Origin and Epic games are in my Steam library. And even I have the little Steam thing for my TV, so I can play them on my TV out here. And they show up on that. So, I mean, you can all do it under one launcher, and that's fine. So as far as, the whole argument of there being multiple launchers, yes, for downloading you will need them because you need to access the catalog. But to play the games, my God, I mean, that would be like me having one console for all my games.
That would be kind of nice,
That would be nice.
And you do kind of, the Famicom 5, or the Retron 5.
Yeah, but that doesn't play all my games.
It plays a lot of them.
It doesn't. It doesn't play any of the Atari games.
Well, then we gotta make a Retron 6.
It doesn't play the VIC-20.
Alright, Retron 7.
It doesn't play the Odyssey.
Retron 8. I can do this all day with you.
Yeah, that would be a hell of a console. But the fact that the launcher... The fact that with these launchers you can play any PC game. I mean, I've even downloaded old DOSBox ROMs, and as long as you put in the launch order for stuff. You can have Steam launch DOSBox with the game inside. I was playing Amazon, which is a Michael Crichton game from 1980.
Oh, God.
It was a fun text-based game. But I was playing that on my Steam account. I mean, not on my Steam account, but I had Amazon in my list of games to play.
Right,
It's
so
just-
it would load up the programs.
You
that
just click
needed.
on it, and it would bring up Amazon. You can do that with any game as long as you tell it how to do it. And it's not that difficult. If you know how to add a non-Steam game, you should be able to figure it out.
I mean, with that said, you could also do like your web browser and all that, too.
You could pretty much launch virtually
Everything through
anything
Steam.
through Steam if you wanted to. So that being said, the multiple launchers, I don't really think, in my opinion, is that big of an argument because there's so many ways around it to keep everything consolidated into one launcher. You just need them all to download it, but for the love of God, you're getting so much stuff for so cheap, I think it's worth it. Is the Epic launcher going to kind of follow suit in how Origin went and it's kind of still around, but not really. Nobody uses it.
Origin is specifically EA only. They don't put other things on there. Where Epic is going to have all these other developers. I think what they're doing is going to be good. I think they're going to follow more the route that Steam went, opposed to Origin. Because like I said, Origin's kind of locked off for EA titles only.
Yeah.
And even then, the new Division game, which is EA... Or no, that's UB. Yeah, it's not even going to be run on its own launcher. It's actually going to be running through the Epic launcher. So if you want a copy of Division 2, you got to buy it from Epic.
Yeah.
So what is that saying for like these AAA titles that are coming out that would normally have their own launcher that are now switching to Epic?
That's actually a really good point when it comes to the AAA. And that's something I didn't really think. I don't play a ton of AAA, but most people do, and that's actually a really good point when it comes to that. As far as, yeah, I mean that's very possible that could really.
So if they do like a
Working it.
Destiny 3, we know it's not going to be supported by Battle.net because they've already broke
Right.
away from Activision.
Right,
Are they
yeah.
going to go Steam? Are they going to go Epic? Are they going to team up with Bethesda?
And I mean, this actually, this leads to the whole good part of the thing is how this competition, I think, is really going to keep everybody in check. Because if somebody tries to, pull something, they'll say, screw you guys, we're going with them then. And that way it kind of keeps everyone in check. So there's not going to be this, basically monopoly on downloadable games. Because you'll be
Which
able to...
Steam pretty much had for how long?
They
I mean, they still have the other options, but I mean, most games that came out, you
Yeah.
can just buy right on Steam, AAA or not.
Right. And I mean, the deals were great and everything. I mean, that's who you went through. There really wasn't much other alternatives, even though there were. Let's be real, there weren't.
Yeah.
I mean, it was that or you just don't do it. So I think the fact that there is another player in town that's really actually competing directly with them, I think that will really help. We'll keep them both in check. That
Yeah.
I mean, they both have a lot to lose now.
Right, and I think it helps that Fortnite blew up so much is
Yeah.
what's, I think, going to be their driving force for the Epic launcher.
Oh, sure.
Without Fortnite, I think Epic would have... I think their launcher would have failed and they wouldn't have gotten to the point where they're at.
They wouldn't have even gotten to the point of launch, or there'd be no reason. But the fact that Fortnite is a thing, I personally don't know why. I don't get it, but the rest of you love it. Power to you. You brought us another launcher because of your love, so I'll give you props. I don't get Fortnite.
I blame Ninja.
Yeah, probably.
Don't get me wrong. I think Ninja's a funny guy. He's a good guy. But it's your fault, Ninja. If you watch this, it's your fault that Fortnite's huge. Keep it on.
I bet you he's taking a break from his hundreds of thousands of fans to watch this, 170 subscribed channel here
Hey,
real quick.
if we put hashtag Ninja in there for clickbait, it might work.
That would seem desperate.
I'm pretty desperate. Have you met me?
I have, and you are.